I know there's a lot of stuff going on in your life right now. The endless to-do list, juggling home and work life, parenting and caring responsibilities. So it really is understandable if your happiness has taken a backseat. But today, I want to change all that by giving you the secret ingredients of living a happy midlife. Not only will these scientifically tested happiness hacks have a positive effect on you, they will also have a huge influence on those closest to you. Let's discuss. Welcome to episode 84 of Better Brain, Better You. Hello, I'm neuroscientist Dr. Ben Webb, sharing brain advice for a mentally healthy and happy midlife. Hey, how are you doing? And thanks so much for joining me today to discuss the secret scientific ingredients of a happy midlife. So the food you eat really matters for day-to-day mood and happiness. So to help you easily introduce happy and healthy eating into your life, I want to give you my Brain Healthy Foods for Midlife Guide. This free guide lists the top 20 foods you should be eating in midlife to boost your mood, memory and thinking. So not only that, you also get an easy to follow and delicious brain boosting recipe taken from our new Brain Healthy Cookbook. Our new cookbook, which I created in collaboration with a professional chef, isn't out until next month. So you're getting an early sneak peek at one of our tasty recipes. You can grab this free guide at ologyonlinecourses.com/brainfoods. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/brainfoods. Please do go ahead and download it and enjoy the food and recipe. So no doubt, there's a lot of stuff going on in your life right now. I'm sure you could write an endless to-do list and it'd just be for today. So it really is understandable if cultivating happiness has been pushed to the sidelines. It's time to get it back. Midlife is a very stressful time, but for most people it's also a really good time. Midlife bridges the gap between the younger and older generation, which also serves as a trigger point for the stresses and joys of midlife in all its obligations, demands and transitions. So while this time period comes with a lot of responsibility, you'll also want to keep something important in mind. This time does not last forever. It's important to enjoy this period, and there's outside benefit to feeling more joy. Because your life influences so many, your personal health and happiness during midlife can have a really positive effect on those closest to you. So your happiness set point is driven in part by your genetic predisposition to experience more or less good vibes, and that remains rather steady throughout the years. But there are things you can do to shift that set point or strengthen your capacity to experience a greater level of happiness or experience happiness even during difficult times. So here's where to start. So first, try and learn about yourself. So if you've lost touch with who you really are over the years because you've been so busy being of service to others, it's time to get that back. Developing a loving relationship with yourself brings an inward sense of peace and fulfillment. Write down a list of what makes you, you, including the things that you like about yourself. This strong sense of self helps you rely less on external stuff. Things you buy, acceptance or compliments from others, likes on Instagram, for satisfaction, which can bring down your happiness. The second, build social connection. Throughout your life, friends will come and go, and sometimes you'll have a wide social circle, and sometimes that circle will get smaller. What's most important is that you have a strong core of a few people who are close to you. Close friends provide support that promotes well-being, and people who see friends a couple of times per week report higher levels of life satisfaction compared to those who get together with pals just a few times a year. Third, find your purpose. The hedonic treadmill is a well-known happiness stealer, and you know you've hopped on it when you use phrases like, "I'll be happy when." The problem is, when you achieve the promotion, pay rise, the beautiful home or car, the killer wardrobe, you immediately think, well, what's next? It's about never feeling satisfied. And this doesn't mean that you stop goal setting and striving, but rather you don't allow them to define your sense of worth. Instead, that self-worth comes from having a purpose. Having a purpose in life is strongly related to your physical health. You may have a sense of what your purpose is now, But if you need help identifying it, it's the reason for your doing. Is it to care for your children, put food on the table, write a book that people find meaningful, serve in your local government to improve your community? Your purpose is unique to you and what's meaningful in your life. Fourth, cultivate a community. Along with strong friendships, a sense of belonging where you live is also pivotal for overall happiness. And this is achieved by meeting with your book club, being involved in a sports club, having a game night with your neighbours, or signing up to volunteer every month. Whatever interests or motivates you in your local community. Research has shown time and time again that social connection is a strong and reliable predictor of happiness over the course of your lifetime. So if you're lacking in that sense of community, one small place to start is by striking up small talk with strangers. We really often underestimate incidental contact with the people in our communities. It brings about a sense of collective safety. So fifth, create positive emotional experiences in your life. So one of the mistakes we often make when trying to find happiness is relying on buying stuff to get us there. That definitely stimulates the reward pathways in your brain every time you put stuff in your online shopping basket at Amazon, but the rush doesn't last. Rather, the things that bring about lasting joy are not materialistic. They include seeking out inspiring experiences. Being in nature is one accessible way to make this happen. Laughing more, even if it's done by shooting your friend a funny video, and discovering or rediscovering the things that you find mentally restoring and fun. Sixth, embrace the negativity in your life. The point of happiness at any age, especially in midlife when you're taking on so many roles and going through major life transitions and events, is not to feel good all the time or string together a perpetual sequence of enjoyment and pleasure. Negative emotions are normal, but pushing them away or trying to be positive or happy at all costs, what we call toxic positivity, truly is toxic for your emotional well-being. Not forcing yourself to put on a smile is an important component of happiness. If you're sad, be sad. If you're frustrated, acknowledge that. Happiness is about being more authentic. Seventh, reassess your stress. All those minor stresses throughout the day, the argument you had with your partner, the attitude from your teen, the passive-aggressive email from your co-worker, they add up. The problem is not that we have stress, it's inevitable. It's the way you react to these minor daily stresses that truly matters. So do you quietly roll your eyes at your desk and then move on? Or do you hold on to it and ruminate until you've turned something small into something big? Research shows that these reactions predict chronic and mental illness 10 years later. Practice self-care and using breathing techniques are just a couple of tools you can use to help you calm down. Also helpful, consider what message stress is sending you. For example, it might be telling you that you need to develop boundaries or that you're taking on too high of a workload. You can use make changes. You can use this information to make changes that help alleviate some of those chronic daily stressors. Eighth, take care of yourself. You know all those late nights, fast food runs, skipped workouts, unchecked stress, and too many glasses of wine when you were younger? We've all been there. And you know what? It was easy to bounce back when you were younger. Now, well, if it's any indication that you can feel hungover after a single glass of wine or glass of gin, things are different these days. So the remnants and residue of your earlier habits really will start to show up at midlife because of aging. You may notice your blood pressure or cholesterol have begun to increase, for example. And the good news is that it's not too late. Even though your early life does make an impact on your physical and mental well-being, you can still make changes that have lasting effects. And what you do in midlife has a major impact on how you age. So now's the time to reevaluate your habits. How are you eating? Are you sleeping enough? Are you doing the enjoyable things I've talked about to counteract stress? Are you engaging in daily movement? Ninth, soak yourself in gratitude. Gratitude is a common cornerstone of cultivating happiness. And certainly, it does bring you more into the present so you can acknowledge the positives in your life. But you can get more from it, and that's basking in the emotion of gratitude. It's one thing to notice that it's sunny outside, But how different does it feel when you sit out there for a minute and take a few deep breaths in? It's the same here. Think about what you're grateful for and then experience the feeling that it brings about. This reduces the activity of the stress centers of your brain and is much more effective than quickly jotting down a few things on a piece of paper. So 10th, try and maintain some perspective. It seems counterintuitive, but happiness is overall independent of life circumstances. As you get older, you'll experience sickness, the passing of loved ones, and other shifts that can be painful or complicated. And there's a pervasive belief that struggling and happiness can't coexist. But they can, and they do. There can be light and levity no matter what comes your way. So for once, take good care of you and your happiness. And I will look forward to seeing you next time.